In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear brakes on this BMW X5. These are going to be located behind the rear wheels. Let's get into it. Now we're going to remove the wheel, use a 19mm socket. Take the lug bolts out. And before I take the last one, I'm just going to hold the wheel from falling. Take that out, grab the wheel, and pull it off. Now we're going to take the brake pad sensor out of the inboard pad. I'm just going to use some of these style pliers. These are trim tool pliers. Just grab that sensor, pull it out. Then where the cap is for the bleeder screw, take the cap off and pull the sensor off. We're going to take this spring off. I'm just going to use some pliers and just a pry bar. Pry this out. Take that off. I'm using a 11mm wrench. We're going to loosen up the bleeder screw. Just crack it free. It's a little bit easier to do it now than when the caliper's off the vehicle. Just loosen it up. All right, and then I'm just going to snug it enough so that it stops leaking. That's good. Now we're going to take the caliper bracket bolts out. The reason we're not taking the caliper off separate is it's a little bit tight getting in here to separate the caliper, so we're going to take it off together. Use a 16mm socket. And this one up top as well. Take those bolts out. I'm just going to use a pry bar, just compress the caliper slightly. And you can slide it off. Now we can take these caps off. Just pop those off. If you need to, you can use a pick or a straight blade screwdriver. Now we're going to use a 7mm hex socket. We're going to take these caliper bolts out. Take the bracket off, take the brake pads out. Here's the pin. Take the pin out. Brake pad's stuck a little bit. Just use a pry bar, take the brake pads off if you need to. Grab the other one. That one pulls out. It's got a little clip on it. And we're going to use a brake caliper hanger and just hang it out of the way. Just going to go on the brake line bracket right there. Then we're going to take this screw out, use a 6mm hex socket. Take that out. Now I take a hammer and you can give it a tap around the rotor. And you pull that off. Just work it back and forth. Pull it off. It might be stuck because of the parking brake shoes. Now I'm going to use a wire brush and just clean up the hub surface, get any corrosion or rust off. Now spray this down with some brake parts cleaner. Just clean it up. And just wipe it down with a rag. And just take a little anti-seize and just give it a little squirt. Just a thin coat. Take the rotor, we're going to clean the back with some brake parts cleaner. Spray it down, wipe it with a rag, flip it around, do the same on this side. When you go to install the rotor, you're going to have to adjust the parking brake shoes. You can turn this one way or another, whether you want to tighten it or loosen it. Just use a straight blade screwdriver. Just slide the rotor on. And you want the shoes just barely touching. If you need to, when it's on there, you can pull it back off and make an adjustment. And take the screw and we'll just snug that down. Just snug it. It doesn't have to be too tight. Now we're going to clean up the brake caliper bracket. I'm just going to use a wire brush. Just clean up some of that corrosion. Flip it around. Do the same on this side. There's no clips or anything on this. That looks good. Now we're going to compress the brake caliper. First, we're going to take a hose and the 11mm wrench. We're gonna go over the bleeder screw, stick the hose on there, and open up the bleeder screw. This way none of the fluid goes back into the system. It's just gonna come out. And we'll take the brake pad, one of the old brake pads, and a caliper compressing tool, and just slowly compress the piston in. And you can see the old fluid going through the hose. And we'll just go nice and slow. That's all the way down, and close the bleeder screw. You might want a drain bucket underneath in case you lose a little fluid. Take the hose off and just snug that down the best you can. We'll tighten it up once it's installed on the vehicle. Take the tool off and take the old brake pad off. Clean up the caliper pins. Just use a little brake parts cleaner and a rag. Wipe them down. If they're real bad, you can use a wire brush. These aren't too bad. And we're going to use a little silicone paste or some brake caliper lubricant. Just do the same on both. Just a thin coat. Reinsert these in the caliper. Just push those in just so they're barely going through. Just so they stay in there. That's good there. Now I'll pull the hanger off the caliper. Just flip this over right here. Take the brake pads, the one with the clip, that's gonna go into the piston side. Press that in. Other one's gonna go on the outside, just like that. If you have to, you can wire brush this area on both sides. This one is fine. And take the bracket, line the bracket up, get the bolt started. Down, and I'm just going to use a pry bar just to hold the caliper in place, and I'm going to torque these pins to 22 foot-pounds. Do the same on the back one. 22 foot-pounds. And take the little caps, push those in. Make sure the pads are spread apart, and we can slide this over the rotor. Now put the bracket bolts on, get those started. And we're going to torque these bolts to 49 foot-pounds. There you go. And you want to snug up the bleeder screw. That's good. Use a little brake parts cleaner. Just clean that up. Take the new spring clip. I'm going to get that started at the base first. Pull this back. Get this lined up and just push it in place. Or you can use the pliers if you need to. And take the brake pad sensor. You want to clip this in up top here. And before we go around the bleeder screw, we're going to push this into the brake pad. If you need to, you can use the needle nose pliers. Get this lined up. Just push it in. There we go. That's all the way down. And then around the bleeder screw and push the cap on. And there you go. Now install the wheel. And get the lug bolt started. And put the other lug bolts in. And snug those down. Now I'm going to torque the lug bolts to 111 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Just go around again, double check, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.